What is needed next is growth. We now need to grow the economy, and we need to put in social safety nets so that people who are feeling the pinch of the reforms can also have some support to be able to weather the hardship. So that's the next step. How do we build social safety net to help Nigerians cushion the hardship they are feeling? And then how do we grow the economy so we can create more jobs and put more money in people's pockets? These are issues that we discussed with Mr. President.
Talking of reducing poverty, there is equal determination to maintain the social safety net and improve upon the delivery of help particularly to the poor and the most vulnerable, in the form of direct benefit transfers and other interventions that help to ease the cost of living. So the future is bright, the outlook is very positive.
Nigeria, a nation of immense potential, yet for decades, one persistent challenge has remained: the scourge of poverty. The response was often a patchwork of uncoordinated programs, well-intentioned, yes, but inefficient. Without a transparent and coordinated targeting mechanism, too often the most vulnerable were left behind. A new, unified solution was needed. From this need, a vision was born. The federal government of Nigeria, in collaboration with the World Bank, designed and launched the National Social Safety Nets project. To drive its implementation, the National Social Safety Nets Coordinating Office (NASCO) was established. This was not just another program, it was an entire ecosystem for social protection. At its heart, a single, reliable database of all poor and vulnerable households, the National Social Register. But how do you find the poorest households in a nation of over 200 million people? The answer lay not in satellite imagery or complex algorithms alone, but in the wisdom of communities themselves. NASCO partnered with state and local governments to pioneer community-based targeting, a participatory, community-driven approach that empowers local people to identify poor and vulnerable households among themselves. Local government area teams, trained by state operations coordinating units and NASCO, would enter communities to facilitate the process. Through open meetings, the people themselves defined what poverty looked like in their own context. Together, they identified and validated the most vulnerable households. By allowing communities to define poverty in their own terms, clear and locally relevant criteria were established. This ensured the process was democratic, transparent, culturally sensitive, and gender balanced. Beyond mere income, the approach captured the many dimensions of poverty. These validated households were then surveyed with detailed questionnaires. The data was uploaded to state registers and finally into the Central National Social Register. But the true value of the NSR lies not in its creation, but in its use. Its first application was the Conditional Cash Transfer Program, providing a lifeline to millions. Soon, its utility expanded. Today, the NSR is actively used by federal and state governments, the National Health Insurance Authority for health coverage, and numerous development partners. The growth has been phenomenal. From humble beginnings, the NSR has become one of the largest social registers in the world, covering over 19.8 million households and 71 million individuals as at July 2025. This is data with a human face, validated by neighbors, not just numbers on a screen. It is the very foundation of the NSR. Today, the register stands not as a static list, but as a living, breathing database. It is continuously updated. New households are added when they fall into poverty, while others are graduated as their circumstances improve. It represents a fundamental shift in how Nigeria cares for its citizens. A promise etched in data that support will be fair, transparent, and directed to those who need it most. Not just a handout, but a hand up, restoring dignity and offering a foundation on which to build a better life. In line with this, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed all agencies and partner organizations to utilize the National Social Register as the primary source of data for their programs. This is not a system to be abandoned, but one to be used, strengthened, and sustained. The call to action is clear: support its growth. For behind every data point in this register lies a human being deserving of dignity, support, and a foundation for a better life.